Welcome back to another episode of UFC Fight Picks. This one's for UFC Vegas 29, Korean Zombie versus Dan 50K Ige. I'm joined with my co-host, Rich Homie Vang, and myself, Eric Eclipse. How we doing, brother?
You already know who it is. Vang, Thunder Wang, Rich Homie Vang. Sup, bitches and gentlemen.
Yeah, gotta bring that energy. UFC Fight Night, let's get it going, man. So we're just running through our picks today. We're going to get right into this. Starting with that main event. Brother, who you got?
Main event. Number 4 ranked featherweight Korean Zombie Chan Sung Jung versus number 8 ranked Dan 50K Ige. Korean Zombie is 16-6. Dan Ige is 15-3. Korean Zombie is coming off a loss. Dan Ige is coming off a win. Should be some fireworks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't think this fight's going to go to the ground. Hope it doesn't go to the ground.
And if it does, I think it could be fireworks on the ground, too. They both got good submission and wrestling. So,
but I'm Asian. I'm repping with the Korean Zombie. Sorry, 50K.
50K is going to Korean Zombie.
Korean Zombie. Right here. I'm choosing right now. Korean Zombie taken main event. Vegas 29. Live at the Apex Arena.
Yeah.
In Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Nevada.
Yes, sir. I'm matching that. I'm going with the Korean Zombie. Dan Ige had a good win in his last one against Gavin Tucker. It was a quick knockout. And Korean Zombie's last fight was actually against T-City, in which he lost. But T-City was just the better fighter that night. We all know what Chan Sung Jung is capable of. I think he's going to come out, bring the heat. And this is going to be, I think it's going to be fireworks. I don't think it'll go the full 5 rounds, but I think we're going to see at least 3. And it's going to be a battle, and then someone's going to fall. So once again, I'm taking Korean Zombie over Dan 50K. All right. On to the co-main event. We got the boa constrictor himself, Alexei Oleinik, versus Sergey Polar Bear Spivak.
Holy shit. Oleinik is 59, 15-1.
Yeah, this dude's old as fuck, too. I think he's like 44.
Spivak is 12-2. Oleinik is coming off a loss. Spivak is coming off a win. We have Russia versus Moldova.
Basically the fucking same.
If I remember correctly, it was Oleinik versus Black Beast?
Yes.
That was the one fight?
No. She's lost 2 in a row. It started with Derek Lewis, but then he lost. I don't remember who his last fight was against. But, yeah, no, it wasn't Derek Lewis that he just lost to recently.
Well, I was saying they fought before.
Oh, yes,
we've seen him fight.
Yeah, Derek Lewis knocked him out.
And, well, boa constrictor means he's got some 6 submissions, and I think Derek Lewis, he survived.
Yeah, he did.
And then I think it was either his arms or legs of Oleinik. They were fried. And then Derek Lewis did what Derek Lewis does best.
Motherfuckers out.
So, coming off of that, with a sick record, a lot of fights, that's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Alexei, the boa constrictor, Oleinik, by submission. That's what I'm going to call it. By submission.
All right. I'm going with the fucking polar bear because I think a polar bear beats a boa constrictor. This dude is an absolute animal. He's a lot bigger in weight. And I've seen his fight recently against, I can't remember the guy's name, but he beat the shit out of him. And this guy, when he gets top position, he's so heavy and he's got really good hip control that he can just land and rain down bombs. So I think if this goes to the ground and Alexei can't wrap up the submission, Sergey's going to absolutely pound his face into the ground. So that's what I'm going with, taking the polar bear.
Holy shit, there's a 25-pound difference between these two guys. I did not notice that.
Yeah, exactly.
That might come into play.
Yep. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Next up, we got Marlon Chito Vera, the only person to beat Sugar Sean O'Malley, even though he'd say otherwise.
Yes.
Against Davey Dangerous Grant. I saw this guy fight not too long ago against a guy named Jonathan Martinez, who's a great striker, and Davey knocked his ass out. I don't know who he lost to last, but I thought his last fight was against Sugar, but maybe not. Anyhow, Who you got, man?
Yeah, so Chito Vera, it's I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of his fights, but his name doesn't ring a bell. I know a lot of people, they've talked about him.
Yeah.
But this Davey Dangerous Grant, courtesy of UFC, he is 13-4. He has 8 submissions and 3 knockouts. And also courtesy of UFC and Dana White, this matchup here is one of the if you know, you knows. Apparently, this is a rematch from 2016.
Yes.
I think
Chito won.
Chito won that one, but David Grant, he's at least with that last performance in his last fight, kind of crazy.
Yeah, the dude's a savage, man. He's been through 3 like bad injuries too: neck, leg, and spine. I think, which I know is similar to neck, but something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, and if we just look on the other side of Chito Vera, he is 16-7-1, 6 knockouts, 8 submissions, and 87% finish rate. I can see this one being fireworks.
I think it will be. If it's not, I'd be surprised.
No weight discrepancies are about the same. The reach is basically the same. Height is basically is the same. If Ecuador is UK. I'm going to choose Dangerous Davey Grant. I'm taking this one. I'm not going to say how, but I'm thinking knockout.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say Davey's taking this one.
I'm going with Mr. Dangerous himself, too, Davey Grant. I'm just going to run by him back. So I got Korean Zombie. That's going to be a KO. I'm going to go with Spivak. That's going to be a TKO. And then I'm going to go with Davey Grant. That's going to be a knockout. My book. Just to keep up or catch up with that. All right. Next up. We get there. Let's see. We got Julian Juicy J Arosa versus Sung Woo Sting Choi. Juicy J is 25-9, and Mr. Sting himself is 9-3. Fighting out of United States and South Korea, respectively. Pretty much the same height, reach, and they're both weighing in about 145. There you go. I don't know too. I think I saw this guy fight recently. I've never seen this guy fight though.
Both coming off a win. You have Juicy J, definitely the more experienced fighter.
Yeah. I was listening to Michael Chiesa, if you're familiar with him. He was talking about this guy yesterday, and I was watching a pre-show thing, and he speaks highly on this guy. You know, Michael Chiesa is a pretty good fighter. Not that you should base your decision off what he says, but you get the idea.
Yeah, and Eric is referring to Juicy J, Julian Arosa.
Yes, sorry.
I'm going to stick with the Asians. I represent, and I love all my Asian brothers. But I love everybody. But for this fight, this featherweight bout, I'm going to go with Sungwoo Sting Choi.
Alright. I'm taking Juicy J himself, not the rapper. Even though if he was fighting, I'd take Juicy J. Okay. Well, I've heard good things about this next fight we're going to cover. Wellington Turnman, or I should say Wellington the Prodigy Turnman versus Bruno Blindado Silva. Both Brazilian. Wellington has a record of 16-4, and Bruno has a record of 19-6. Wellington's coming off a loss. This is actually Bruno's UFC debut. I can't remember if I said it already, but they're both fighting out of Brazil. They're the same height, both coming in at 185. Reach, we have a 2-inch reach advantage for Bruno Silva. And yeah, who are you taking?
Middleweight bout.
I think they're both strikers.
Both strikers. One guy coming off a loss, one guy's coming off the debut. Hopefully we can see another, what was that one guy from last week? Was Pennington? He was the one that had that, he hit his opponent with a 1-2 for his debut and knocked him out.
Oh, McKinley, I think. McKinley?
McKinley.
I think
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So I think these debut guys are just going to come off. It's their debut. I'm going to go with Bruno Blindado Silva with the knockout.
I'm gonna match that. I'm going with Bruno, Blondano, Silva, by knockout. I'm taking Juicy J by knockout as well. We're getting knockouts all over the fucking board tonight, boys and girls, if there are any watching. If so, we love you. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. All right, to start off the main card, we got Matt, the Immortal Brown, King of Elbows, versus Diego Lima. Matt Brown, 24-18. Not the prettiest record, but the dude's a savage. Versus Diego Lima with a record of 17-8. United States and Brazil, respectively. Diego with a 2-inch height advantage. Same reach, and both coming in at about 170. So this is a welterweight fight. You got
Both fighters coming off a loss. But USA up in this hoe. I'm choosing the Immortal. Matt Brown.
same.
Taking this one.
I think he's going to knock him out with an elbow. Matt Brown, that is. USA up in this hoe. Shout out Derek Lewis. All right. On to the prelims for tonight. Let's see. So, for the feature prelim, we got Alexa Kamor versus Nikolai Negumurano? Something like that?
That seems right.
Okay. Alexa with a 6-1 record and Nikolai with a 9-1 record. Both coming off their first losses as professionals. Out of Bosnia and Herzegovina in Romania, respectively. 6'1" for Alexa, 6 feet for Nikolai. Nikolai with a 4-inch reach advantage. And both coming in around that light heavyweight weight of 205. What you got?
Light heavyweight. We have a 6-1 versus a 9-1. Both come off a loss. 4-inch reach. Light heavyweights. So is Alexa Kamur.
Got some knockouts up
having
in here.
more knockouts.
Interesting. So there's no stats there.
Not a lot of stats for these guys. These guys do have
I think they're fairly new in the
fairly
UFC.
new records. But I'm just gonna say, based on reach, I'm gonna think Alexa is the underdog, and that's why I'm gonna choose him, winning by knockout.
Right. I'm gonna go with Nikolai. Take Nikolai. I'm gonna say by a nice TKO. All right. On to the next one. We got a couple females up in here. Kanako Murata versus Vera Kerkakara. Jan Diorba. Dude, how the hell? I mean, I want to know how many times like these fight commentators say these names before they do them.
Yeah,
probably hundreds of times, man.
They're probably asking them, repeating it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Or they're just gonna use the nickname.
Yeah.
Or maybe just a nickname they use.
Like, I know that's why, like Korean Zombie, he asks them to just call him that. I don't know if it's what purposes are intended, but anyway. Kanako with a 12-1 record, and Vera with a 16-2 record. Kanako, coming off a win, as opposed to Vera, who's coming off a loss, fighting out Japan and Brazil, respectively. 2-inch height advantage for the Brazilian. 115 is the scheduled weight for these females, and Vera finally with a 2-inch reach advantage. What do you got?
I'm gonna stick with my picks of the Asians. I'm gonna go with Kanako, Murata. Height, Japan. Height. Let's go.
Yeah, I just noticed. Look at that chick's eyes. The Brazilian.
Yes, in the picture here that we have, it looks as if
she's got like
Karaka is looking at me and Eric at the same time. It's not a diss. She could most definitely beat our asses. I give her that. I'm just stating the obvious. I'm making observations.
Yeah.
And speaking upon them.
I'm gonna go with Kanako as well. Purely based off her picture. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't like that chick's eyes. Ooh, this next one's gonna be fireworks. I've seen this guy fight once. We got Chaos the Ox Fighter Williams versus Matthew Semi the Jedi Semmelsberger. 11-2 for Chaos, 8-2 for Matthew. Chaos coming off a loss, Matthew coming off a win. Both fighting out of the United States. USA in this hoe. Matthew with a 1-inch height advantage, nothing crazy. Scheduled for 170 as far as weight. And Chaos with a 2-inch reach advantage. Who are you taking?
So we have Matthew Semi the Jedi, 8-2, currently on a 5-fight win streak. He has 5 knockouts and 1 submission.
Nice.
And he's coming off a win. We have the Ox Fighter coming off a loss, but he is 11-2. Does have 3 more fights experience. So he has a 2-inch reach, but he is 1 inch shorter. But we should see what happens. I think this should be fireworks. And yeah, the force is strong with me, so that's why I'm going to go with Matthew Semi the Jedi.
I'm gonna go with Chaos. Last time I saw him fight, he knocked someone the fuck out. Yeah, so we're gonna go with Chaos. This is gonna be a knockout as well. I'm taking him by knockout. All right, next up. Looks like we got heavyweights, maybe. Oh fuck yeah, we do. Okay, so we got Josh Parisian versus Roque Martinez. Sorry, Josh with a 13-4 record and Roque with a 15-7-2 record. Both coming off losses. Both fighting out USA in this hoe. Josh with a considerable height advantage of 6 inches. Yeah, 6-inch height advantage. He's 6'4" as opposed to 5'10". Fight scheduled for heavyweight, like I said. And Josh also has a 7-inch reach advantage. God damn. Who are you taking?
Damn, Josh with a 7-inch reach advantage, 6 inches taller, and is 15 pounds heavier. I'm going to assume he is the favorite. So that's why I'm going to go with Rocky Martinez. Heavyweights, so a knockout. I can see this being type of a Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz type thing. Maybe. But knockout. I'm going with Rocky Martinez.
All right, I'm going to take Josh by knockout. All right. Got 2 more fights left. Next up, we got Joaquim Silva. Or I should say Joaquim Neto BJJ Silva versus Ricky the Gladiator Glenn. So 11-3 for Joaquim and 21-6-1 for Ricky. Fighting out of Brazil in the United States. Decent height advantage here for Ricky. He's coming in at 6 foot as opposed to Joaquim. He's coming at 5'8". This fight is scheduled for lightweight at 155. And Ricky will have a 1.5-inch reach advantage. Thoughts?
Lightweight bout. That'll be BJJ is 11-3. Gladiator's 21-6-1. Based on his tattoos and his physique, I'm gonna go with Neto BJJ.
I'm seconding that. Let's go. And he's got a cool name, Neto BJJ. By submission, just because he has BJJ in there. I don't even know if he's a submission artist. I don't care.
Looking at the stats,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
He averages 1 submission per 15, so I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. This should be a good fight. And finally, the opener. We got a couple young women. Or actually, one young woman. The other is a little bit older. First up, we got Casey King O'Neill versus Lara Procopio. Casey undefeated at 6-0, as opposed to Lara, who's got 1 knock on her record. She's 7-1. Both coming off wins. Casey coming out of the United Kingdom, aka England. I guess they're 2 different things, but fighting out of United Kingdom, and Lara out of Brazil. Casey with a 2-inch reach advantage and a 1.5-inch reach advantage. 2-inch height advantage. 1.5-inch reach advantage. My apologies. What you got?
Yeah, so this is another fight that Dana White stated that, if you know, you know. This should be pretty interesting. As Eric said, Casey King O'Neill is undefeated at 6-0. We have Lara Procopio at 7-1. So either the O's got to go, or it doesn't. Both fighters coming off a win. King O'Neill has 1 first-round finish, 2 wins by knockout, and 1 submission. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm going to go with Casey O'Neill.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take her by TKO also. Oh, it looks like she's actually fighting out of Scotland. From Scotland. So that's right there.
Oh.
All right.
Cool.
So that's going to do it for our picks. This fight night is able to be watched on ESPN2, the network, and ESPN Plus. Prelims start at 4 o'clock, and the main card starts at 7 o'clock. We appreciate you all tuning in for this. Hit us up with that outro, my man.
Oh. Did we do the outro last time?
Maybe not.
I don't really know.
Anyhow, guys, like, comment, subscribe, ding that notification bell for next time we go live.
Yeah, show us love.
Yeah.
Show us hate.
We don't give a fuck. We just give us the engagement.
Yeah, we like watching UFC. We like fighting. We fight. We train. We don't know shit. It's okay. I can accept that. I know I don't know. That's why I know.
Well, we don't have to get into this topic on here. But anyhow, guys, that's all we got for you today. Enjoy the fights if you tune in, and if not, we will see you next week for some unlocking success. Until then, peace out. Much love.
Take care. Bye-bye.